All right, it says Ben deposits $500 in a savings account that pays 4% simple interest. So we're going to be studying simple interest and compound interest. So this worksheet is going to help us understand a little bit more about what simple interest is. So Ben deposits $500. It's simple interest. So we're going to take that 4%. We're going to remove the percent sign and move the decimal 2 places to the left. It doesn't matter whether it's compound interest or simple interest. We always remove the percent sign, move the decimal 2 places to the left before we multiply. So what we're going to do first before we fill out the chart is we're going to find 4% of 500. So we would plug into our calculator 500 times 0.04, and that's going to give us $20. So when we're dealing with simple interest, what that means is that Ben is going to make $20 each year he leaves his money in the bank account. So after 0 years, okay, he's not made any interest at that point. He just has the $500. And then after the first year, we add 20 to that. Then he would have 520. And we continue to add 20, and then he would have 540. Add 20 to that, 560. And then we just continue the pattern. So simple interest is not actually how most banks calculate interest. Most banks calculate interest using something called compound interest. But in our textbook, we're going to start with simple interest because that may be something that you see in the future. And it also tells us a little bit of a different type of equation that we would get. So underneath the chart, it says, can you write an equation for the balance N? So N in our equation is going to stand for the number of years. So in all of our formulas, they're going to use an A for balance. And so our balance in our account is going to be equal to the initial investment. We call that the principal. That's the money that Ben is putting in or depositing. And then he's going to make some money because he's investing. He's going to make $20. And remember, we found that by doing 500 times 0.04. He's going to make $20 each year. So we'll have to multiply the 20 times the N. So for this short little mini problem, this equation, A equals 500 plus 20N, would be an equation that stands for the balance of Ben's account after N number of years. So sometimes you need to write the equation for the balance in your account for N number of years. And that way, if there's something that you're really saving up for, you can calculate, well, how much money will I have in 10 years? Or how much money will I have in 2 years? Maybe I need to save more. So I already have the 3 answers for number 1, number 2, and number 3. But the one thing that you have to calculate is you have to calculate the number that's being multiplied times your N. So I'm just going to share with you how I did that just to save a little bit of time. So the 14 comes from 7% of 200. So the decimal for 7% is 0.07. You multiply that by 200, 7% of 200 is 14. So in number 1, you're saving $14 each year. And you start with an original investment of 200. So the equation for number 1 would be A is equal to 200 plus 14 times N, or 14N. In number 2, your original investment or your original principal is $800, and this account is making 5% interest. So again, you got to find the 40 first. And you find the 40 by doing 800 times decimal 05. Decimal 05 is the decimal for 5%. And 5% of 800 gives me the $40 that he's going to make or she's going to make each year. So then the equation for the balance will be A is equal to 800 plus 40N. And then we do the same thing with number 3. To get our 52.5, we're going to do 3.5%, remove the percent sign, That moves the decimal 2 places to the left, and then we'll do 1,500 times 0.035. That's how you take 3.5% of 1,500. That gives me the $52.50. And our balance would be A is equal to, the balance would be equal to 1,500 because that's the initial deposit plus, because we're making money, 52.5 or $52.50 times n number of years. And then we are going to practice some of these. So I'm going to hit pause, and if you will work 1 through 10, then I will come back and show you the answers to those. So use the 3 examples that we did to help you answer 1 through 10. Alright, so using the 3 examples to help us guide us through these 10 problems, if you will check your answers for 1 through 10, you are going to have to be able to write a balance equation. A equals, and then your principal amount, plus, and then you'll have to calculate the interest, and you'll multiply that value that you found. For instance, in number 1, 800 times 0.0425 gave us $34. That represents $34 a year, and n is number of years. So number 1 would be A equals 800 plus 34n, and you would do the rest of these problems the same way. This is considered simple interest.